That's right, and make sure again, if you have any Mylar on, take it off. You cannot wear your Mylar across the starting line. It may not register that you crossed and you won't have a time.
That would be terrible, unless you didn't like your time and you wanted a new one and you could say your time was whatever you
I guess, but you wouldn't have an official time, so throw out your Mylar.
We've got 1 minute, I'm going to go take a picture because I'm on the stage and I can do things like that.
All right, very nice.
All right, Corral, hey, put your hands up and say, hey! All right, less than 60, that was good. That was very good. Say, tag yourself later. Very good. Sarah, I'm going to hand this.
I have pertinent information. Pertinent information, Barry Godmother. Less than 30 seconds away from the first corral.
All right, shake those hands out. Shake those nerves out. Look at the person next to you. Say, hey. Look at the person next to you. Say, you can do it.
You can do it.
Yeah, I can do it. Yes, you can. It's going to be an amazing day, guys. And I don't want to scare Godmother. I would love it if you could serve.
I know I could do it.
Oh, I would love
How
to
many
as
pictures I
well.
can take?
Okay.
That's the challenge.
First one, say my magic words and count it down from 3. Everyone understand? Okay, here we go. Salagatula, Menchikapula. 3, 2, go. Good job out there. Let's see those shots for us, honey. I see you.
Good luck out there. Keep your eyes open. There's a lot of fun stuff. Carol Smith. Hi, Carol. Love you. See you at the finish line.
Look at our own parents right there. Did you turn? Look at Tony plugged into the camera.
Yeah. It's hard to judge the first one. Yes, it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause. Bring that out to the Sarah. May all your dreams come true.
Bye, Barry Godmother.
Everyone realizing that we're sending you off and not
Most people do better when you and I are sending them off because they're
First half miles most important. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Just 10 to go.
Really? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Wheelchair on your right. Wheelchair, move over.
One's perfect.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, first off, I want to say that I did end up finishing that race, but I'm still getting used to how to work my camera, and I had it in a head mount, and apparently it turned itself off, and ironically, as I crossed the 15K mark. I found that rather interesting. I thought it was still on when I was at, I think, the 10-mile mark, and I thought I turned it off, and then I thought I crossed the last mile marker, and I thought that I turned it back on and started the video, but apparently I didn't, because I only had a few seconds of footage from that point. So I was hoping to get running through Epcot and crossing the finish line, but unfortunately that didn't happen. So partly because I was using the batteries that came with the camera, and they apparently only last for about an hour and a half. So I'm going to invest in batteries that last about 2 hours. But yeah, nothing I can do. It is what it is, but I did finish. But I did want to make a few comments about the video, the footage that I got. I did finish the race in an hour 41:36, which, as of recording, is my second best time for a half marathon. My best time for a half marathon is 1 hour 41 minutes and 20 seconds. I thought that I was headed for a PR, and for all intents and purposes, for a majority of it, I was, which was an incredible feeling. as it was my 10th runDisney race, and it was my first time running through the Magic Kingdom, so I thought what better way to do than to get a personal record, a PR. I came very close, and as you saw in the footage, I did stop at a lot of the character stops, which had I not, I probably would have had a worse time because I would have been walking that much more. If you do runDisney races, the best thing to do is when you see a character stop, do it. Especially if you're further ahead in the pack, because you'll be running harder, so you'll need those like 5-second breaks to catch your breath, let yourself kind of cool down for a second, let your heart rate come down for a second, so that when you get back to it, you're a little bit fresher, because I found that that really helps a lot. And probably there was one, I think I hit every one but one or two. One of the ones that I didn't hit, the one that I know I didn't hit was, they had Panchito from the Three Caballeros outside of Mexico, which was the last character stop on the course. And the only reason I didn't stop was because where I would have pulled in, you know, to the photographer, there was no one there until after I got a little ways past, and I thought, I'm not turning around to go back and get it. And the thing was, had they been there when I first got there, I would have stopped, caught my breath, and been fine for the rest of the race. But as it turned out, there was no one there, so I got around the corner out in the back lot of Epcot, and I started to waver a little bit, and ended up walking for 10, 15, maybe 20 or 30 seconds. I can't really remember. I know it was a while that I ended up walking, because I just got to the point where my breathing was very hard. I was feeling very tired. I was feeling very worn out. And I was like, but I only have like a quarter of a mile, if not less, to go. Because, of course, I'd done the 5K and the 10K the days before, and all of them had the same route to the finish line. So I knew where I was, that I was almost done. And so that was a bit disconcerting, but I did have a guy that I'd been kind of trading off. Like, I'm sure you noticed him in the footage from the race, because it was pretty much every character stop. He'd be like the person in front of me or a person behind me or something. He came up behind me while I was walking and encouraged me, saying, "Come on, man, you've got this. You've been killing it this whole time." And I almost breathlessly said thanks, and he went by. I looked at my Fitbit, and I saw that it was at like an hour and 39 or something. So I was like, well, obviously I'm not getting the sub 140 that I wanted, but if I really push myself, I can finish this and beat my best half marathon time. So I want to thank him, if he's out there in the world watching this right now. Thank you for the encouragement, because I'm sure you saw me go zipping past you as soon as you said that, and I tried to yell out thanks as I went by. But that really helped a lot at a time where I needed it. So thank you. If you're out there, thank you. The other thing that I really wanted to talk about, and I'm going to go more in depth with that, I kind of talked about it briefly in my upper body workout video. The headphones, because I'm sure I made a point to point out this one section where I had gone past a wheelchair racer not long before, and we went down a hill under a bridge heading for the Magic Kingdom, and I heard her yell out, because we went down this hill, I heard her yelling out, wheelchair to your right, move to your left, or something. And you can hear it in the footage. And there were a couple runners that didn't hear because they were wearing in-ear headphones. And this is one of the reasons race directors discourage people from using in-ear headphones, because they can't hear. You can't hear some of the things other runners, other racers are saying to you. So because I was closer, I was trying to yell, and you can, like I said, you can hear this in the footage. I was trying to yell to the other runners to please move out of the way for the wheelchair, because she was having to swerve around them because they didn't hear her warning. So there's something to keep in mind. Like I said, I'm going to go more in depth with it in another video where I'm talking about different things runners should use. One of those things being, if you're going to listen to music or anything, use a bone conduction headphones, not in-ear headphones. And I'll go more in depth and why in that video. But here is the medal from the half marathon race. It's one of the best medals I think I've gotten from a race. And yeah, it was an incredible race. I wish I could have gotten the footage at the end for going through Epcot and across the finish line, but like I said, it is what it is. I also wish I got better footage for the 5K and that I got any footage for the 10K. But again, I've been learning how to use this camera for a while. I had only just gotten it like the week leading up to the trip, so I hadn't had a lot of time to kind of play around with it yet. I'm having more time to play around with it now, so I'm finding out more stuff with it. But, so hopefully by the time I'm able to run races again, I can actually get race footage, considering right now everything I've been wanting to do has been canceled because of what's going on in the world. The Star Wars races in Disney got canceled. They would have been this coming weekend, mid-April. But they're not happening now. A race that I'm doing around here that's my PR half marathon race just got switched to a virtual race, so that's interesting. I'll still get the shirt and the medal, but I gotta go out on my own and try to push myself to get that 13.1 in a decent amount of time. All that's left that I'm currently signed up for the rest of the year are the Boilermaker, which is around where I live here in upstate New York. That's in the middle of July. So far, it's on. but that may change in the next couple months. Don't know. And then the others I'm signed up for are the Wine and Dine 2-course challenge in November in Disney. That's the 10K and a half. And we'll see what happens with that, with how Disney's handling the aftermath of all this, and if we're finally out of it. So, yeah. I don't think I'm going to get any new states this year, unfortunately. Well, we'll see in the fall. I've got a couple races I'm looking at out west, maybe. In the fall, if this is blown over by then, we'll see. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the race footage. I hope you enjoyed this little commentary I did at the end. If you did, please like and subscribe. Comment below if you want. And I'll see you next time. Until then, we're in it for the long run. Peace and love.